Welcome to the Anza Borrego Desert here in Southern California. I have a very special truck for you right now because it's the all-new 2022 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4X. You may have seen their AT4 off-road trucks, but now they're taking it to the next level, and GMC says this is their premium take on off-road capability. I'm here at the first drive event, but in this video I want to show you all the features of this truck, tell you how much it costs, and what GMC's take on this off-road experience is. It starts basically as a crew cab truck, so come over this way. And right now in their light duty segment for full-size trucks, this is their most off-road capable offering. Crew cab with a shorter bed option. The wheelbase is about 147.5 inches, which is a little bit longer than some other trucks like the Ford F-150, for example. Not by much though. And then, of course, it's about what's underneath. The mechanicals of this truck, which are actually very similar to the Chevrolet ZR2 Silverado that is already on the market. But the big thing is about the interior that I'll show you in a couple of minutes. Let's take a look at the tires and the suspension first. So quite an interesting take because this is obviously kind of a blacked out premium 18-inch wheel with the Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrack tire. The DuraTrack tire is different from the one available on the Silverado ZR2, which shares a lot of the suspension components with this truck. And it's actually a little bit smaller. It's a 32-inch tire basically, just a little bit over that. The Silverado has a 33. Why? Well, the Silverado has also a Territory MT tire, different tread. GMC team tells me it's mostly, it's partially capability. I mean, this is a little bit more knobby, and also kind of the whole experience and the look of the truck. This tire is also available on the AT4 trucks. All the customers are very happy with the look and the capability of this tire, so they mostly kept it for the AT4X. But what they upgraded in a big way are the shocks. So if you look at the suspension tuning is very unique. The Multimatic DSSV spool valve shocks are here, and they offer a little bit improved articulation and really resilient suspension. That, at least that's my experience with the Silverado truck. We'll see how it works with this one. But spool valves are basically spring-loaded valves, and it has 3 chambers in there. And yeah, it allows for almost about 9.5 inches of travel in the front, about 10.5 in the rear approximately. And it's a premium suspension system. So it's not the Rancho shocks that are on the AT4 truck. So the suspension is pretty beefy, independent of course up front, and a solid axle in the rear with leafs. Let me show you what's under the hood. It's once again a premium engine option. Under the hood right now for the AT4X, only one power plant is available, but it's a very strong one. 420 horsepower, 6.2 liter V8, 460 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. I wish they kind of would have boosted the power a little bit higher, made it a little bit more special. But this power plant is trusted and tried. It's been around for several years in other Sierra trucks and Silverado trucks for that matter. So that's the power plant they went with. The diesel is not currently available in the AT4X. If you wanted the diesel Sierra, like the 3-liter straight 6, you could get the AT4 truck, you can get the Denali Ultimate trucks with that diesel, but not right here. So let me show you the inside. By the way, before we get in, this is an optional step, and it's also basically a rocker protector rock slider. So it's pretty strong. I think it looks great, and also doesn't actually decrease the ground clearance. It enhances the capability, which is good. But here's where things change and become really premium. It has a single motif in the interior, this kind of dark. You've got some wood inlays, you've got some other trim, you've got special stitching, and it's very, very special interior as far as the seats and the leather. Of course, AT4X badging, and I'll show you some other features as well. But this is important for luxury trucks. This truck is available with massaging front seats, 16-way adjustable. You can turn it on here and then control it with this toggle. I'll show you that in a second. Also, you have suede type headliner. So as soon as you get into this truck, it's pretty evident that it's a luxury model. Over here, you also see the Bose Performance Series stereo system, 18 speakers. And yeah, it should be the next level of what Bose can offer in this premium truck. So stay over here, let's jump in. I'll go on the driver's side. I'll show you more features. Aha, okay. So let me start the engine. Now, there's a lot more difference here in the Sierra when you compare it to the Silverado. First of all is the start button. It's really large, toggle right here. The truck comes to life and it does beep a little bit. It has, of course, ventilated and heated seats. They're set on auto mode, so as soon as the engine started, as you notice, the passenger and the driver's seats, the ventilated feature turned on, and of course the AC is running, all that good stuff. You could also use the Google Assistant, which is a new feature of this latest infotainment system, to do things like, hey Google, turn down the temperature to 66 degrees.
All right, changing the temperature to 66 degrees.
And you can see that that's reflected on the system. So you can do a lot of stuff here. We did a story recently about the ZR2 and the Google Assistant feature being a subscription. I checked with the GMC team on these premium trucks, specifically the AT4, AT4X, Denali Ultimate. The Google Assistant feature is included with the truck for 3 years, 36 months after purchase. You can use all these features because it does use some data technically. So, and it's pretty helpful. You can, of course, use it to tell you a joke, navigate, but also things like this, which I found very interesting. Hey Google, how much fuel do I have?
Your gas tank is at 52% capacity, so you can drive for about 170 miles.
So it tells you some things about the vehicle, not just about the world. Of course, you can ask it any type of search you want about the area you're in, navigating to the nearest store or a fuel stop, etc., etc. So that's pretty neat. Of course, the screen is brand new, 13.4 inches here. You can see, well, we don't have a lot of reception here, but you can see here we're in Borrego Desert. So it also has a lot of capability, like the lockers, rear locker, front and rear selectable lockers. This is very unique for GM. No other full-size half-ton truck have a locking front differential. I mean, several of them have rear lockers, but not the fronts. So that's very unique. We'll be putting it to the test. You'll see another video on TFL Off-Road about how this truck off-roads here in the desert, including the Diablo drop, which is a quite difficult obstacle that I'm looking forward to. Once again, leather everywhere. You can see part of the stereo system. There's a speaker on top here as well. Heads-up display. You're kind of getting it all in. So when you select the AT4X model, it basically comes like this. There's only very few options, like the rocker protectors, like the tonneau cover in the back, and maybe the performance exhaust from Borla, which I would recommend for this big V8. It just kind of wakes up the sound of this truck. But that's about it. The price on this truck, it starts around $77,000. So it's quite a bit higher than a comparable Silverado ZR2 truck. with some similar, underneath features. But here's the thing but the Sierra. This is what GMC team told me. It's just the interior experience, the massaging seats, the leather surfaces, everything. It's their take on it, and it's not going after the Raptor. It's not going after the TRX. It's in a very similar price point as those trucks, but it's just doing it differently. Let me know what you think. Do you think GMC is kind of on the right track with this? Apparently, a lot of you guys who buy Sierras like this type of stuff and like the capability that it offers. And this X model just ratchets everything up even higher with special suspension, lockers, still very capable tires, and lots of comfort and technology. So this is your first look at the AT4X. Stay tuned, like I said, to alltfl.com and of course tfloffroad.com for the full off-road experience with this truck. I'll see you on the next one.